the radio's playing, right? Everything's fine. Then down. And there you go. The radio turns off. So in 2006 or late 2005, if you were a fan or a gambler with the Infiniti brand, and you heard that they were stuffing their V8 into some sedans that was supposed to look good and drive well, you took a chance with an Infiniti M. If you, for whatever reason, you could not afford or did not like the Infiniti Q45. So, and again, how do you go around picking a brand new M? Well, really depends on what your pocket allowed you to do, right? Because the pricing back then was such that you could buy the base model M35 for $39,900, M35X for $42,400, M35 Sport for $42,700, or the M45 base model for $46,750, or an M45 Sport for $49,550. At the time, they did not offer any all-wheel drive V8s. That came in 2008. But then there were packages. There was a base package, base Journey, which cost you $2,750, and that was just giving you 8 speakers and the Bose system. For the sport models, it was a little cheaper to get the Journey package because they already had most of those things, which was, it wasn't so much to kind of bring it up to Journey level. You could get the technology package, and the technology package was $4,200. That technology package was the DVD over here, DVD player, navigation. Although some of these were standalone options as well, right? And the mobile entertainment, I can't remember exactly too much detail about that one. But then there was a premium package, top of the line stuff, that was $10,500, right? $10,500. Right now, if you're in the market for an Infiniti M or a powerful mid-2000s V8 vehicle with $10,000, which is the price of a package, you can buy a whole car fully loaded, if you look in the right places, in the right conditions, right? So how do you know, you're out there trying to find a car, how do you know you're getting the best of the best? Well, one of the best ways to look is right here. If you receive a car, well, as I said, in the later years, you could get all-wheel drive, so you could get a car with all 5 buttons taken up by writings, not just blanks like this. Then you knew you had the best of the best. So the all-wheel drive premium package 2008 plus is the best, most expensive Infiniti M you could get prior to 2011. And so here what you have is your heated and cooled seats, right? Heated and cooled passenger seat over here, rear controls, right, on and cancel. You had the sunshade, and as I said, for the M35s, you could get the all-wheel drive, the snow mode button. So I've mentioned this in my prior videos that if you were looking for how loaded your Infiniti was, especially the newer ones, you looked at this area right here. For the older ones, pre-2011, this doesn't tell you much except this right here. Your AFS system. Then this one right here. This is your lane departure warning system. However, if you in the newer models, if you got that same symbol here, that meant you have the lane departure prevention. Now, I'm not certain whether you could get just the warning without the prevention. It was so easy to put it. These guys in 2006 did not get automatic wipers, or rather, automatic rain sensing wipers. So you couldn't get that there. But then this guy right here had the lane departure warning. As I said, you could see the cutout in the windshield. And usually that's one of the ways you look at a car. When you look at these guys, if it's got a cutout over here, you're working with something major. Not only the cutout, you could look at the front, and when you see that camera over there, if you see a cutout over here, then you get your intelligent cruise control. So this one has it. Well, apart from that, you could come to the back, look at the seats in the back. And usually with these cars, if you see a split in the backrest right there, and they actually look slightly different, don't they? Split over there, or a well distinct split over there, that means you had the premium package, and you're almost guaranteed to have that as well. Almost. That I'm not sure. You don't see too many of these, honestly. And so with that comes this right here. So here are your controls for the rear seats, and in the back all you could get was the heated seats, right here, heated high, heated low. That's all. You could not cool them. Then you had your sunshade, you had your reclining seats, and you had this cancels the sliding feature. I'll demonstrate that in a little while. And as I said, sunshade, which is back there, right? You can see it there. I'll try to make it disappear. You know, before I jump off that trim talk and package talk, I think back to, I've hinted at it, it's pretty crazy that, as I said, the package options were Journey, Technology, and Premium, right? That means you could get a base model, and I've owned one, a base model Infiniti M, which was 6 speakers, no Bose. You know, it was pretty crazy to think you could get an Infiniti vehicle without Bose. Well, these days it's even crazier because you can get an Infiniti vehicle without leather seats, you know. So as part of that, right here, obviously, you can get the sunshade, which is very rare. You were more likely to get the sunshade in a 2000 and, you know, basically in the Infiniti i30 and Infiniti i35, so 2000 to 2004. Pretty crazy. Not only that, well, much later, you could get power folding side mirrors in a Maxima. Could not get it in an Infiniti M. I really don't know what the thinking was, but I don't like it. So yeah, just crazy talk. But for what it is, these cars were decently optioned. They had a lot of technology, and I guess they did away with some of the gimmicky stuff and stayed more with the useful technology. Yeah, power folding side mirrors are pretty cool to have, but if you think it's good enough to have in the premium Nissan, yeah, we sure as hell would love to have it in an Infiniti M, right? Okay, anyway, yeah, I'll go back with my packaging talk. So this is why I said this is the most expensive, or this was the biggest, most bad, you know, biggest and best Infiniti you could get, Infiniti M you could get at some point. So let's take a look. Let's demonstrate some of the, you know, why the big deal over this, right? Why much fuss over this? So let's go start the car. Well, it's pretty loud, so I'm not gonna start it. I'll just set it to on. Nope. Foot off the pedal. Once. Twice. Okay. So the radio comes on. It's not very clear. I've had some issues with the whatever, with the copyright stuff, so anyway, I'll play it. So anyway, you have that playing, right? And you can hear it. Right now I'm going to demonstrate one of the quirks of this system right here, right? So the radio is playing, right? Everything's fine. Then you innocently move this down because, hey, you're sitting in the back, you want to check it out, right? Then down. And there you go. The radio turns off. Because usually the way they set them up, there are wires in here, right, that go to the controls, right? But then they get frayed. I think there's usually a brown wire or something that gets frayed. I'll try to set that link in the description so you can know. Someone in the forum fixed the problem. But anyway, so check this out. The radio's off, right? Lift it back up. And there you go. It's back to playing. So it gets a little tough to demonstrate all the features. Well, I guess I opened it a little too far already. Anyway, so I'm gonna do that. How about I will not check out the audio features, which these buttons are supposed to be controlled over there, but I will demonstrate the reclining seats. Well, We can't really test the heated seats very well over here. I need some shade. We can't test the heated seats very well over here, but you'll hear the relay click when I click on it. So low, it's not really doing anything. High, hear that? Let's turn it off. I hear a relay clicking. So there's that. And then of course we want to see the seat reclining. So I'm going to operate this right here. This reclines it to the front, this to the rear, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull this up just so you can see how dramatic it is, or it is not. And there you have it. Then back. And there you have it. Then okay, so anyway, there's that. Then your rear controls. Sunshade's not going down. Let's control it from there. Down it went. That's what it looks like over there. And then same switch up. Pretty nice, by the way. Pretty good system. So what I'm trying to demonstrate here, well, first let me put this back. Let me try to work with the audio. I'm going to push this as far back as I can and see if I can work with the audio, especially volume right here. This is the volume switch, and then tune track. You can control the AC back here, at least the rear AC. I can't remember. Well, these two buttons were in the Q45. This reminds you of that Q45 system, doesn't it? Anyway, so I'll deal with the volume at least to show you that it does work sometimes. So here we go. So what I'm gonna do is jump on to the other side. As I said, most of this stuff is familiar. I've already demonstrated it in the other cars. You know, obviously there's a little bit of customization going on over here. But what I'm gonna do is turn the radio off by putting the armrest down. Goofy as hell. But what I want to do is demonstrate how they work. So, okay, so here we go. What I'm going to demonstrate here is this feature right here. You see this feature that says on off, right? So the windows down. I need to roll the windows down. So what I'm going to do is have this on right now. Up is on, right? So recline, you know, slide the seat forward. Okay. Then the door should have been shut. Anyway, so open the door. Do you see the seat recline back, you know, go back to its position, and shut the door so you got in? Well, nothing happens. You have to reset it. But that system is supposed to make your entry and exit out of the vehicle a little better. I'm not going to test these much because I am 6'2" with, you know, a good amount of leg to me, so it's pretty useless trying to deal with this seating position. I don't know how dramatic it is, but then here, check this out. Have it on cancel. It's on off, and then when I open the door, it stays right there, right? So that's what that feature does. Pretty cool. Sometimes it feels a little gimmicky, honestly, but so I have it on right now, and as I said, shut the door, open the door. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? I mean, even if you don't use it, pretty cool to show off to your friends, isn't it? So there you have it. That's That's how you shop around for the best value, or the best value in a used Infiniti M, right? Just watch out for the seats. If the seats have a split in them, then you are doing fine. Go for it. And see, it's depending on where you buy the car from. If you buy them from a lot, sometimes they don't even really know what they have. You know, all they know is that they go to Blue Book Valley, check for the base model pricing, and price it $3,000 over fair market value, you know. But as I said, if you know what you're looking for, you might actually come up pretty good. It's my neighbor. So if you know what you're looking for, you might get a really good deal. So anyway, here we go. I'm gonna have this on. Let's do that again. On. So recline that. Actually, and I should do this to demonstrate both sides. So let's recline both of them. Okay, right? And I have this on, right? So I shut this one door. Well, how about we have this all the way back so it doesn't interrupt that. So see, both of them are reclined, but I'm going to shut this one door, then open it so we can get out or in. Sure enough, only this one right here moves, right? So let's go check the other one out. We turn the radio off. So again, let's check this one out. Shut the door. Open the door. Sure enough, there you have it. So let me actually give this a try. See, a grown person sitting behind another grown person. And let's try to recline the seats. Oh, I have my knees all up in the front back. Well, it's not too bad, I guess. Right, so it's kind of tight. You lean back a little bit. But then, again, let's do that test, right? So, with it over here, look at the seat. See, I mean, it's not too bad getting out, I suppose, but my feet are catching over here. So, shut the door. Then, open the door. Honestly, it does lend a lot of space. It's a pretty convenient feature. I would, you know, after testing it, don't knock it till you try it. I'm gonna say it's kind of useful. So anyway, that's the magic of this cancel button. That's I'd call it the entry assist or exit assist system. So I hope I didn't ramble on too much. Hope this video is gonna be short, concise, and to the point. And with those few words, the hell would that work? Oh well. So with that, I'm gonna call it good. And as I said, maybe one day I'll get time to do a proper buying guide for these cars, because, you know, obviously I've hinted at the rear turning the radio off by dropping that down. But then there's some common things like your cracking dashboards. You really have to watch out for those. Protect your car from heat, or do whatever you can. That is, well, don't remove the dashboard necessarily, and two, tint your windows if you can. So anyway, I hope that shows a little bit about this car in decent detail. And this is obviously a non-Infiniti issue. This is an M45 specific issue, but I was gonna start the car just to make sure the batteries didn't die on me. But an M45, before you start an M45, what you should do is check your oil. Check your oil. It's important. It's the lifeblood of the car, or any car really. I can see it's somewhere around half, right? Usually, you know, between the two holes, the H and L, there usually is, you know, a quart in between those two holes. So what I'm going to do is put that back in. I'm within range, and well, start the car, and hopefully everything is okay. All right, let's give it a rip. Man, it sounds good. All right, goodbye. Hello. As you can tell from the body color, this is not the car that I've been speaking about in the beginning of the video. This one here is my 2008 Infiniti M45 Sports. And right now, I am in the middle of a sudden project. Yeah, look at that, guys. And I'm installing sport brakes from the 2011 M's, which reminded me to speak about the sport models. So one, I apologize because I don't have the white car anymore. The owner picked it up, but I wanted to talk while pointing the camera at something more visually appealing than my own face. So I'm just going to keep panning, keep doing that. So one thing I wanted to talk about was if the premium model, right? You know, people have heard me say I usually try to get the best of the best that my money can buy in the used market. So if the premium model in 2006 to 2010 was really good, right? Sport premium would be really, really good, correct? Well, technically, yeah, but factually, it was impossible. Why? Because Infiniti never offered the sport package with premium. Just like whenever you go to their websites and you build a car, you know, whenever you selected sport, the premium option just basically grayed out on you. You could not do it. So, I mean, again, I've said this. If you wanted the biggest, baddest M you could get, you had to get the all-wheel drive with the premium package. Well, so what would you be missing out though? I mean, because I don't want to trivialize the sport package. I wanted to say, so what would you be missing out with the sport package, right? Whenever you got the premium package instead of the sport package, and vice versa, right? I do not want to trivialize whatever Infiniti offered in the Sport M. I mean, because some other makes and brands, all they would do is slap a few stickers and give you a spoiler and say, hey, you got sport. So with the sport model in the 2006 through 2010 M45, you got the 19-inch wheels, you get rear active steering, you got the suspension for the sport model was different. You got some interior trim pieces like the aluminum pedals. You got, I think, the steering wheel, the sports bolstered seats, and the wood. Well, this one's wood. I guess they went with that, but you could get aluminum. That's the only way you could get aluminum, by the way. So that was one of the ways. However, the brakes were exactly the same. You know, as I said, big project going on, and that's why I'm changing them. 2006 through 2010, the brakes were just the same as the base model. Really good brakes, by the way. Very adequate. Don't get me wrong. They work very well for what they can do. So eventually, though, Infiniti came up with, as I said, you either had sport or, base or all-wheel drive. When 2011 rolled around, you could get, now, with the new generation of Infiniti M's, M56 and M37, by the time 2013 rolled around, you could get an M56XS and M37XS, which I just call M56XS, because that was the biggest, baddest Infiniti you could get. Well, with the right options. The M56 XS was really expensive, just because of the $2,000 differential for the front differential. However, what I'm not sure is whether you got the rear active steering or whether you got the paddle shifters. This one does not have paddle shifters, but in 2011, for the Sport, you could get paddle shifters. Not only that, you got rear active steering, just like this one here. You got, as I said, pedal shifters. You got the aluminum trim, aluminum pedals, special seats, different suspension, you know, and oh, one thing that I forgot to mention, for both of them, both generations, you got different front treatment. That is the bumper, the front bumper cover, and the headlights were the dark chrome. So there was some visual things, And again, this is something I've talked about. The Sport only looks different in 2000. Well, the bumper at least 2008. Otherwise, the earlier bumper was just the same. So I'm not, and again, as I said, I'm not sure whether when you got an all-wheel drive M56 and M37, I'm not sure whether you got the paddle shifters or the rear active steering. I don't know. But, those are just some of the things that I want to talk about. At least eventually you could get all-wheel drive with sport treatment, at least visually, apart from people seeing your suspension in the all-wheel drive, it looked really high. But then you could also get the long wheelbase. So that was a treatment that Infiniti gave. However, I was a little disappointed in the newer generation because, for one, you could never get premium. Premium stopped in 2010. That means no matter how much money you paid Infiniti for your Infiniti M or Q70, when it became the long wheelbase, you still could never get reclining rear seats. I don't even think you could get a port back there for anything, no auxiliary inputs and all that. So that was a little disappointing because you've got this really nice platform. And then with a long wheelbase, right, you got potential for a lot. But all you had back here was just seats. Nothing interesting was going on. Just a comfortable ride. Well, I'll tell you, they at least gave one feature to the door where you had the soft closed door, kind of like the BMWs and stuff. So I'll try to keep the conversation focused back to the M56, to the 2006 to 2010 Infiniti M. But I felt that this part of the discussion right here was a little pertinent to the package thing I was discussing way, way earlier. So I hope this helps in a way, and good luck out there on the used market. All right, goodbye.